Yoko Yamada.
Now the big moment you've all been waiting for. The 125th commencement exercise at Temple University is officially adjourned. Thank you for coming, and please enjoy today.
My name is Yeow, and I'm from Singapore. I have spent the past 4 or 5 years in Japan at TUJ. I've just graduated about 1 semester ago, and I will start working at Rakuten. My major was, I'm a double major, and my majors were art and Japanese. Okay, so I think it was for both of my majors, the upper level classes, which helped the most. And for the art major, the capstone class that we have, we actually have to work towards our own exhibition, an exhibition of our works. So it was a lot of what do we really want to do, how do you present yourself, how do you present your works, and how do you network, how do you get the word out to people to let them know what your exhibition is about and to come to the event. And then for the Japanese classes, a lot of them were actually simulating the job hunting process, the Japanese job hunting process. So we actually went through mock interviews, we actually wrote resumes, sample resumes, and the Japanese style of resumes is different from the regular English style. So it was very useful in how, you know, working through how do you go through something like that. Right. So apart from the usefulness of the classes, which I previously mentioned, I think in particular something that was very, very helpful was, of course, when you are job hunting in Japan, especially for foreigners, one of the main things that you would be worried about actually is your visa. So I had a bunch of questions relating to my visa, what's my validity, how long do I have to job hunt, how can I renew it, how do I change my status. Iijima-san, Arisa Iijima in the OSS was really helpful for that. And then on the exact job hunting side, I actually started a couple of semesters, I think, before I graduated. I started going to the career development office, and they were really, really helpful. They recommended companies, they gave me guidance. Certain Japanese companies have different requirements as to exactly what you submit, how you submit them. Especially when I was going through my first few companies, there were a few uncertainties as to how do I do this, how do I do that, how do I do it to give the best impression, and they were very helpful with giving suggestions to that. Well, the Japanese students don't have to worry so much. The main difference, I think, would be the visa and a little more familiarity with the Japanese culture and the process. But as for foreign students, one thing, as I mentioned, is the visa problem. So get things like that, things that like how long do you have to stay, what do you have to do, what are your milestones, how many companies are generally applied to, how many companies should you apply to. Just information-wise, you should get yourself familiar with those milestones. As well, I would say on a personal basis, it would be very, very useful to ask yourself, what are your goals? What are your priorities? What exactly do you want to do? Because obviously the best case scenario is if you can get your dream job in your dream company and do that for the rest of your life. But a little pessimistic though it may sound, not many people get that. So when you hit such a point, the question is, what do you give up or what do you put off till later? Because going into a certain company is not the end. There's always a way forward after that. It can always be taken as a stepping stone. And I think that if you get your priorities straight, what you consider more important than this, for example, if you think that the main thing is that you want to be financially viable living in Japan for the long term, then maybe not getting your dream job in your dream company at first is not such a bad thing. You're still taking steps towards your goal. So having a proper set of priorities and a proper understanding of what you want, and the understanding that you may have to let some of it go in the short term is, I think, a very useful thing to keep in mind.